Have you ever just had this feeling that you're picking up on stuff that everybody else seems to miss? Like your mind is constantly running, and you feel kind of out of sync with a world that's, well, a little on the shallow side. Okay, so let's get into this. Because what if that feeling isn't some kind of flaw? What if it's a sign that something much, much deeper is going on?
Think about it. Maybe you walk into a busy place and after just a little while, you feel completely drained. The sounds, the lights, all the people, it's just a total sensory overload, and your system can't handle it all at once.
And for years, I bet you've been told, or maybe you've been telling yourself, that you just need to toughen up, that you overthink everything, that you're way too intense, or that this sensitivity is some kind of weakness you have to get over. But hold on. What if all of that, all those feelings, all that intensity, isn't a sign that you're broken? What if it's actually proof that your mind is running on a completely different operating system?
And this brings us to this powerful idea: the highly sensitive, gifted mind. Now, this isn't just about having a high IQ. We're talking about the fundamental wiring of your brain, a wiring that comes with these incredible strengths, but yeah, some very real struggles too. It's like your mind is your greatest superpower and sometimes your heaviest burden. So this is where we totally flip the script. That feeling of being too sensitive, that's actually high empathy. That thing people call overthinking, that's cognitive depth. You're seeing patterns and connections no one else does. And being too intense? No, that's emotional attunement. See, these aren't flaws. They are literally your superpowers.
So, how do you know if this is you? Well, let's look at the evidence. We're going to walk through 7 signs that your brain is wired for this deep, sensitive kind of processing. As we go, just notice how many of these really hit home for you.
All right, let's kick it off with sign number 1.
You know the feeling. It's like having a motor in your head that just never ever shuts off. It's constantly analyzing, questioning, and processing everything.
See, your brain is literally built for this, for continuous deep processing. It just automatically analyzes everything, replaying conversations from yesterday, second-guessing decisions you made last week. And yeah, it can absolutely feel like anxiety, but what's really going on is your cognitive depth at work. The only downside, this constant hum can be unbelievably exhausting.
Okay, let's move on to the second sign. This one gets into your emotional world.
For you, the highs are just higher, but the lows, man, they feel so much lower. It's like your emotional volume dial is cranked up to an 11, while everyone else is just cruising along at a 5.
Psychologists actually have a name for this: gifted emotions. Your emotional attunement is just off the charts. You can walk into a room and immediately sense the vibe, right? You know what people are feeling without them saying a single word. The challenge is, you're processing all of those big feelings internally, all by yourself. And wow, can that feel overwhelming? And sign number 3. This one taps right into your social radar. You ever get that gut feeling about somebody, like right away, and it almost always turns out to be spot on? Yeah, that's exactly what this is about.
You have what's called high interpersonal sensitivity. You're a natural observer. You're quiet, you watch, and you pick up on the tiniest cues: a slight shift in tone, a moment's hesitation, these little micro behaviors. That's why you're usually the first one in a group to know when something's off, to spot dishonesty. And here's the thing: once you see it, you can't unsee it.
All right, sign number 4. This one, this might explain a whole lot about your social life.
It's not that you're antisocial or that you hate people. Not at all. It's that shallow, surface-level chit-chat, it just feels like a complete waste of your brain's energy. It's physically draining.
And this distinction is so important. You can be in a room packed with people and feel completely, utterly alone. That's not social isolation. That is cognitive isolation. It's that unique loneliness that comes from your mind craving depth and real connection in a world that often just stays on the surface.
Moving on to number 5, which is really about the core of how you interact with the world around you.
You're that person, aren't you? The one who always has to ask, but why? You can't just accept things the way they are. You need to understand the logic, the system, the real reason behind it all.
You just cannot stand shallow explanations. And this drive to question everything, systems, rules, authority, it's not you trying to be rebellious or difficult. It's fundamental to how your mind works. It's your primary way of learning and making sense of the entire world. Okay, sign number 6. This is a big internal battle for so many people. You hold yourself to these impossibly high standards, and when you fall even a little bit short, you become your own harshest critic. Anything that's just average or good enough feels like a deep personal failure.
But here is the truth behind that perfectionism, and this is so important to get. It's not about arrogance or ego. It comes from clarity. Your mind can see with such incredible detail what's truly possible, the ideal outcome, and anything less than that perfect vision feels wrong. It's a direct result of your ability to see potential. And finally, we've got the seventh sign. And in a way, this one really ties all the others together. It's that nagging, persistent feeling of being an outsider, looking in. Even with people you've known your whole life, you just feel like you're operating on a totally different frequency. And it makes sense when you think about it. Your thoughts are so layered, so complex, that it's nearly impossible to translate them into a simple conversation. So your big ideas get oversimplified or just ignored completely. And over time, that just teaches you to stay quiet. It's why you'd often rather be authentically alone than have to play a role you just don't fit. So you see, this way of being in the world is both a massive gift and a really heavy weight. It's the daily experience of having a mind that almost never rests and a heart that feels absolutely everything so deeply. If this all felt intensely personal, here's the one thing I really want you to take away. You are not too much. You are not broken. You are just powerfully, beautifully wired differently.
You know, just recognizing this, just having a name for it, that can change everything. It reframes your past struggles, and it can totally change how you move into your future. So the real question isn't about what's wrong with you. The real question is this. Now that you understand how your mind actually works, what are you going to do with it?